is good, you? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and talking about the 8 new EVOs coming to NBA 2K24 MyTEAM today, including some of these cards who have already seen an EVO. So a guy like Naz Reid, KCP, Vando, they've already got one EVO. And just know Jarred Vanderbilt's already in my lineup on my No Money Spent Squad series. And so if he becomes even better, man, that will be something special in my team. Now again, when I look at these, all of these cards, even Horton-Tucker gets 2 EVOs. And I don't ever think Horton-Tucker is going to be great, but it'll be interesting to see how good these EVOs start becoming. Remember, their prices are going to stay the same. They're going to be super cheap. I guess 14,000 MT, so pretty cheap, especially when they start getting to that Ruby or so tier. We're going to start it off with Naz Reid. Now, Naz Reid, this is what his first EVO looked like at that sapphire tier. Became pretty solid. He still could use some defense, and guess what? At the next EVO tier, he gets way better defense, and his 3-ball goes up 2 as well. Post moves get better. You guys can see interior goes up 3, perimeter goes up 4, pass perception up 7, steal up 28, which again, you guys might not think is the biggest deal, but those are the types of things that matter. And more importantly than any of that, let's see defensive badges, what he gets. I see post lockdown, as well as he gets chase down artist as well. Catch and shoot corner specialist, it come with the other card. I'm just saying, this Naz Reid becomes even better. 6'9" basically means you got to play him at that 4, but I'm fine with it. Can shoot the ball, plays decent enough defense, rebounding becomes better. I like this card. I liked him before, but I'm telling you, after his second EVO, I'm liking him a ton. Remember, 14,000 MT for a card that looks like this. I'll take that every day of the week. Naz Reid looking really solid in my team for 14,000 MT. Next up, guys, Jaylin Williams sees his first EVO. 82 3-ball. Defensively, I mean, gets quite a bit better. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. My whole thing is this. He's 6'9", so you got to compare him to Naz. His speed is just a little slow for me. And that's just kind of the way I think of things is if you have a 69 speed, 60 acceleration, you're 6'9", you're just not great. Now, the Zach Collins base, I gotta be honest, I don't know what that's like. So, I mean, I can't really sit up here in front of you guys and say the truth about Jaylin Williams. But I'm not super impressed with this EVO, especially after seeing Naz Reid. Now, second EVO might be better, might be more impressive. But this first EVO for Jaylin Williams, leaves something to be desired. Jonas Valanciunas up next. And the first thing I noticed, they gave Valanciunas a 73 speed. My question to 2K would be, have you ever seen Joe Val run? He's not that fast. Or maybe it is the acceleration. I don't know. He seems slow to me. He still has that 46 acceleration. Can shoot the ball, but defensively looks a ton better. 6'11". When you talk about budget centers, you gotta talk about Jonas Valanciunas. You got to. 6'11", good interior, good rebounder, can play a little perimeter defense. I really like this Jonas Valanciunas card. Now, the one thing I would say about it is I've not shot with Jonas Valanciunas yet. So, if that release is broken and it's bad, then, I mean, I can't really help Jonas Valanciunas when it comes to that. I can't vouch for a guy with a horrible release. But I'm telling you, stat-wise, you can't get much better for a budget center than Joe Val in my team. KCP up next. Already saw his first EVO. Second EVO, I'm hoping for better defense. Let's see, okay? Defensively, interior goes up. Lateral quickness goes up. Steal goes up. This makes KCP next level good. Also does get limitless range. Defensive badges. You guys saw how it was here. His clams gets to gold. At the shooting guard position, he's elite. There's no way around it. That John Havlicek Ami that came out today is nothing compared to this KCP. This is these are your budget cards. So for all of everybody saying like 2K hasn't given us anything to try out, now they have. They have. KCP is elite. Naz Reid is elite. These EVOs are something special. You're looking at a KCP card. I mean, shoot, I know a lot of people like making plays with their shooting guards, but this card has an 87 3-ball, 85 speed, good lateral quickness, great interior, great perimeter, limitless range, great defensively. I mean, I love this card. Love, love, love. When you watch my, I'm not gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. Today, when you watch my No Money Spent Squad series, this card's gonna be my new starting shooting guard. He's going to be. He is that good in my team. And for 14,000 MT, I can't recommend a card more. This card is so elite in my team, and I am a big fan of KCP. Jarred Vanderbilt up next. You guys already saw him on the No Money Spent Squad series. And look at how much better he gets. He gets bronze catch and shoot corner specialist. 3-ball goes up 1, but the speed, acceleration, vertical go up a ton, man. A ton. Sure, he gets post moves. Sure, you know, some other things happen as well. But the big thing for me is look at the speed, look at the acceleration, look at the vertical. Those are the important things for me. Sure, he gets more total badges. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie. And even defensively, I mean, gets at least a couple more. I don't know exactly. Chase the Artist, post lockdown. Those are some pretty good badges. I'm going to be honest. Vando becomes one of the overall best power forwards in the game. I'm not saying one of the best budget power forwards. He becomes one of the best power forwards in the entire game. He does. And you guys can debate me, but just look at his badges. 3-ball goes up. He becomes one of the best defense players in the entire game. I'm in love with Jarred Vanderbilt. Sure, would love to see him get anchor. That's the one thing about Jarred Vanderbilt that I would love to see. But the card is absolutely elite. Talen Horton-Tucker up next. This card was a bona fide scrub. I couldn't sit there and vouch for him. Defensively, gets a ton better. He does. Now, the big thing for Talen Horton-Tucker is he's 6'4" at the shooting guard position. I don't love his release. Only a 74 3-ball. But defensively does become better. So if you want to run Talen Horton-Tucker, do what you guys got to do. I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about him just because I'm not the biggest fan of him. Benedict Mathurin up next needs to see a big upgrade defensively, and he does. He's still not elite defensively, but he sees a decent upgrade. 3-ball decent, driving dunk decent, defensively decent, speed ball handle all solid, and then even defensively gets a few badges. Is he near the level of KCP? No, not even close. KCP absolutely blows this card out of the water. And again, it's not particularly close. But is Benedict Mathurin good in his own right? Yes, because he's got a good release. It's on quick. He's got a good dribble style. Offensively, he's going to be able to make plays. They're different shooting guards, but both are really solid. DFS Dorian Finney-Smith sees another Evo. Now, his first Evo was pretty solid, but look at his goal badges. Go from 7 to 19, and defensively becomes way better. Now, defensive stats, when I click here, doesn't really look like much. What goes up? Free throw, speed, acceleration, hustle. Those things do matter. And even rebounding wise, I mean, he gets better. So when you look at DFS, does become more of an all-around player, gets gold rebound chaser. This card at the small forward position becomes one of the best. I hate to say it like this, on the No Money Spent Squad series, you're going to see a lot of these EVOs playing. Because at the small forward position, there's no other budget shooting guard that's even close to being this good. There's just not. Dorian Finney-Smith is absolutely elite. Caleb Martin up next. I liked his defense with his first Evo. Second Evo, 3-ball goes up. Lateral quickness goes up. Steal goes up. Interior goes up. Speed goes up. Badge-wise, he gets a ton better as well. Now, the problem I see with Caleb Martin, and this is just me, and maybe this is me being too negative. The problem I see with Caleb Martin is this. He's only 6'5" at the 3. And he doesn't have the cheesy release that he did later on last year. So, do I think you can play this card and have success with this card? Absolutely. I see really no flaws in him. Basic dribble style obviously isn't great, but he has a decent enough release, and he can play at a decent level. The problem is, after looking at Dorian Finney-Smith, Caleb Martin's just not quite to that level. He's good, don't get it twisted. He is just not quite to that next level. DeAndre Hunter up next. I really like the potential of DeAndre Hunter and his Evos. First Evo is only to a sapphire, but look, the card becomes good. 83 3-ball, 82 speed, good interior perimeter lateral quickness, and great defense. I mean, for a first Evo, you can't ask for better than DeAndre Hunter got. You just can't. I mean, for a first type of Evo, this Evo is absolutely elite. Again, the problem is when you got a guy like Dorian Finney-Smith, it's just not going to work out. So these Evos in general, Naz Reid becomes elite. KCP becomes elite. Vando becomes elite. Dorian Finney-Smith becomes elite. All four of those guys, if you are really trying to ball on a budget, be no money spent, use new cards, have fun playing the game, you should pick up those cards. Because guess what? those cards, especially with you know, KCP, Naz Reid, Vando, they're probably at least going to get one more Evo. I'd be very surprised to see those teams not win one more game. And so you're looking at guys that are rubies that are only going to improve and only going to get better. So definitely would look to add those guys to your squad. And even for me in my Nobody Spent squad series, I don't want to ruin anything, but I'm going to sell a shooting guard today that's worth a lot of MTE to pick up a guy like KCP. Why? Because, I mean, I'm gonna just break it down like this. MJ is better than KCP. I'm not gonna sit here and argue that. But how much better? Not that much. He's not. You guys can sit here and say, oh, okay, defensively he's better. He is. But KCP's gonna shoot the lights out. KCP's gonna hold it down. And KCP's got hot spots from everywhere. So I'm just gonna say it like that. Use these Evos, have fun with them. You don't need the best cards always. These cards can compete at a really high level. That's going to wrap it up for our video, guys. Drop a like on it, subscribe if you aren't doing it. As always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.